Hello there. My name is Collin Holt. I am a senior at Lourdes University. My major is in marketing with a minor in communications and media studies. And for my required internship, I sought experience and expertise of fast paced sales from a company called Club Demonstration Services. And if you're a Costco member or you've ever been inside a Costco, you may have come in contact with CDS from one time or another. At Club Demonstration Services, each employee is known as a product demonstrator. Our main responsibilities as product demonstrators would be on floor selling and cleaning responsibilities at the end of our shifts. Customer engagement was at the highest on our list of priorities as well, since product demonstrators could only engage Costco members through oral communication and 1 minute demonstrations. So during this time of my internship, I wasn't allowed to physically hand out free samples to Costco members, which, if you know anything about Costco members, they love their free samples. So during this whole ordeal with COVID, it was kind of very tough to sell some products. So this picture right here is a perfect example of being a product demonstrator in a post-COVID world. We see that the demonstrator here is behind a plexiglass kind of COVID proof, I guess, guard that keeps specific germs and outside liquids away from the demonstrator and the products themselves. And in between the Costco sign and the red tray, you'll see a little plexiglass tunnel. That's just another type of sneeze guard, if you will, or a product display to elevate our products. Usually when the sign wouldn't be there, people would be able to look through the plexiglass and see the product. Here you see the product demonstrator has about 6 products on the front part of her cart. That makes it a lot easier for Costco members to walk by if they like the product and they don't even want to attempt to try it now that we're able to give out free samples. If they just want to take the product right off the shelf, it helps the Costco member not have to go out and look for it, and it helps us kind of really derive our sales in a more beneficial way, having it on the product's cart. Club Demonstration Services' main corporate values are experience, expansion, infrastructure, and customer engagement. With 32 years of working and experience in conjunction with Costco, CDS provides professionalism not only to Costco members, but to Costco employees as well. CDS's value in expanding its business is shown through its operating in 10 countries and actively expanding. CDS conducts 3.4 million events annually while reaching a global audience of 2.9 billion customers, and CDS is a subsidiary of Advantage Solutions, a sales, marketing, digital commerce, and retail agency whose company purpose is growing people, brands, and business. Club Demonstration Services' mission statement is to provide the highest quality demonstrations and services at the best value to Costco Wholesale, its vendors, and its members. I believe CDS achieves this mission in its day-to-day operations by engaging customers with a friendly and amicable attitude. The culture at CDS is based around teamwork and ensuring everyone gets the help they need. Other product demonstrators were very friendly and welcoming and filled with questions of who I was as a person and why I chose to work for CDS. Although culture in a workplace tends to flow from the top to the bottom and encapsulates every employee within the business, there's definitely a different type of culture between product demonstrators and the demonstrators versus management. I've seen at my time here at CDS with our 2 main managers, Denise and Roseanne, that Denise has a different approach to managing a team versus Roseanne. These aren't bad things to have differences. Each have their own pros and cons, especially when it comes to specific management style needing to get a specific job done. However, there was a sense of social offness when one manager was leading for the day compared to the other. There was kind of like a sense of trust went out the door when micromanagement came into play versus a laissez faire management style. As a product demonstrator for CDS, my main prerogative was to push a singular vendor's product for the duration of my 6-hour shift. I would do so by preparing and demonstrating food and non food vendor products to Costco Club members. I would interact with customers and management in a friendly, enthusiastic, and outgoing manner. I would generate brand awareness and positive product impressions to increase sales, and I provided excellent customer service, including assessing the needs of customers to best recommend products. Each day working for CDS started off on a repetitive note, meaning that my shifts would start with me clocking in. I would assemble my cart with all the necessary items that I would need to get through the day. That includes cleaning products. We're going to say the plexiglass shield, the sneeze guard, and CDS always wanted us to have a package of Kirkland's Best Elegant Plastic Plate Set. It's a 25 plate set. You get big plates and small plates. It's made with clean, reusable plastic plates that you could clean, and it was kind of a easier way than getting the fine china out for Costco members if they wanted it. Um, Pardon me, I lost my place for a second. But while after assembling my cart together, I push the cart around the perimeter of the warehouse, making sure I don't get into Costco members' ways. I would locate my product of the day and I would set up shop. First was the plexiglass shield, and our policy was that you would have two people pick it up and place it onto the cart and assemble it because the plastic legs on the bottom were really flimsy. And if we ran out of plastic plexiglass, we weren't allowed to have vendors or demonstrations for the day. Sorry. Excuse me on that. Next would be the sneeze guard and putting up the product for display. Usually you take about 3 or 4 units of your product for the day and you would put them on your cart so it's easier for Costco members to be able to pick up a product instead of go down the aisle and pick it up for themselves. It was a nice little marketing tactic to really push your products without having to make the consumer do too much. I would also put out designated postage for my product information. That includes the price, if there was a limit on how many they would purchase, or and it told, excuse me, Costco members when the sale would be ending. There was also postage for social distancing and COVID guidelines and allergy information. And although every shift was repetitive in the physical sense, the product of the day changed repeatedly. I think in a week's worth of shifts, my products ranged anywhere from Korean barbecue pork jerky to keto-friendly protein pancakes. Other products included cauliflower egg wraps, cinnamon pecan keto bites, interesting flavor there. They were actually really good. Skinny Pop, we all know the legendary purple bag. Blue Diamond Smokehouse almonds, basil, and cracked pepper chicken sausage. Now, this was an interesting flavor and smell and aroma that will always stay with me until I am blue in the face. I will never forget the smell of cracked pepper penetrating my nose through 2 masks. However, it smelled amazing. Um, and lastly, a product that would also come into play pretty often, if I'm being honest. I'd probably have it once every week and a half, were Savannah Orchard's honey roasted nut mix. I'd say that there was a 75 to 80% turnover rate while engaging customers to try new products at Costco. Selling during the holiday season, however, was quite difficult, seeing as majority of the products that I was given for the day had a keto-friendly health kick to them. And during those holiday times, most people aren't looking to eat healthy by any means. All they want are their sweets. They want their eggnog. They want their prime rib and their Christmas ham if they have it. So it was challenging to try to get people to buy a new product, especially when it was seen as a healthy product and we're in the holiday season. However, I did have a lot of success in being able to push those products verbally. One major learning experience I've undergone through this internship was both experiencing and analyzing what type of management style has the best effect on workers. At CDS, I was blessed with the opportunity of having two managers rather than one. Each manager had their own unique style on how to manage a team, and each style came with its own pros and cons. Between my two supervisors, there is an obvious flow of management style that differs between the two. Denise is the micromanaging type. Everything needs to be done a specific way, and rules and regulations must be followed to a T. Our second in command, Roseanne, has much more of a laissez-faire approach to managing the team, and the culture/slash flow of the office depends on who is managing for the day. There is an obvious tenseness that comes about working with Denise. As mentioned before, she tends to micromanage. Product demonstrators on the floor have much more of a prisoner versus the correctional guards type of attitude and mentality towards management when Denise is around. It's us against her, so let's not get caught doing things we're not supposed to. It was interesting to see. On the other hand, when Roseanne is in charge for the day, there's a much more relaxed nature of the office, and Roseanne typically works with her demonstrators more than Denise's iron fist does. Roseanne goes around during our shifts and she makes sure that we're all right, how sales are going, if everything's okay, do we need anything? She's here for us. Denise, on the other hand, like I said earlier, likes to sneak around. It's interesting. She'll sneak around to make sure we're doing our job. And if we're not, she'll come with a ruler, not really, but the almost emotional response of having a ruler slapped on your hand. Your heart races a little bit. You get this weird sweat. You feel like you're in trouble. Difference. It, Lastly, overcoming post COVID challenges while employed as a product demonstrator was slightly more difficult than I was originally thinking. For starters, I learned the valuable lesson in patience when referring to my clearly advertised sign saying, plated product is for display only. I learned patience due to the fact that no matter how many signs you put up in this world, people will not read them. They won't. They simply won't. I have been I have fallen victim to it myself, walking into a restaurant and not reading the sign saying that their dining room is closed. And then you get embarrassed because you're pulling at a locked door. That's basically what it feels like. However, another lesson I learned has to do with projecting my voice and enunciating words on the back side of a mask, especially with most Costco members being above the age of 45, 50. Your hearing decreases over time. So enunciation of specific words, product words, colors, locations, even on it, if they're asking where products are in the warehouse. Enunciation and projection through the mask is key to proper communication to customers in need. I also learned that personalized space among these Costco members and the CDS workers seemed to be non-existent in the face of a pandemic. It was kind of crazy and wild to me that people would walk in. Uh, Lastly, in conclusion, CDS is an amazing company to work for, and I am forever thankful for the opportunity to expand my experience and analyze the type of work environment I was brought into. Many lessons were learned in this short journey, including what kind of management style best suits a team's needs and the innate pros and cons that coincide with the management styles. Working in sales without a commission based incentive program is challenging when maintaining initiative and tenacity. But through small victories and a slight attitude adjustment, motivation and tenacity bounce back with ease. I would also like to thank Lord's University for requiring an internship for graduation, as I would not have gotten my foot through the door nor analyzed real world applications of differing managing styles. Thank you. My name is Collin Holt, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.